Hi, I'm Mindy from the UC Rec Center. Thanks for joining in for this yoga practice. I hope that this will help to bring a little bit more balance to our lives in this situation where we have kind of been knocked out of balance by all the online classes and having to stay home and all of these things that are going on because of the quarantine. So find a comfortable seat on your mat. I like to have a folded blanket or maybe a folded beach towel to support the body sometimes. And you might not have specific yoga props at home, but you can use anything like a thick book. This is a block. You could even use an actual brick. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat wherever you are on your mat and just settle into that for a minute. And take a nice deep breath in through the nose, hunch the shoulders up by the ears, and let them roll back and down. Let's do a couple shoulder rolls, just releasing that tension in the neck, in the shoulders. And then just let the shoulders relax down and back and close your eyes. And feel your breath in your nose. In and out through the nose. Just feel it without really trying to control it. I think our current situation has really got us in our heads because we're not allowed to be doing a lot of the things that we normally do. And this can, when we're really kind of stuck in our heads, it can cause all sorts of things: stress, anxiety, worry, fear, boredom, frustration, loneliness, all these things that are kind of this sense of being off balance. So we're going to be doing some twists and other stretches today that can help us release some of those energies and maybe bring us a little bit more into balance. So let's balance the breath first of all. Make it even. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Bring the arms into it. Inhale, the arms rise out and up, nice and gentle. And then exhale, they come back down to the ground. We'll do that one more time. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Keep your right hand on the ground. Bring the left arm up as you're breathing in. And as you're breathing out, bend over to the side. And then we'll breathe in, lift back up, both arms up, and breathe out. The left hand comes down, and the right arm comes over for a little side stretch there. Inhale, lift back up, and exhale, bring that right hand down. Take the fingertips to the ground behind you, and inhale, lift up through the chest, lift up through the chin. So just getting a nice little back bend here, very gentle. Roll the shoulders back and down. Spend a lot of time probably these days looking at the computer, and we hunch forward with our shoulders forward. So just let the chest and the shoulders open up. Breathe into this, and as you breathe out, bring the hands forward in front of the body and walk them forward. Just let this be passive as you just release the body forward. Breathe in and walk your hands over to the right. And just breathe out there, allowing that stretch in the low back. You can just move your head around in any way that feels good. And we'll inhale the hands over to the left and exhale there. Same thing, just kind of shifting around what feels good. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, take a twist to the right. Left hand on your right knee, right hand behind you. Breathe in, lengthen the spine up like the top of the head is reaching toward the ceiling or the sky. Breathe out, squeeze the belly in, pressing out all of the air. Breathe in, we'll come back through center. And breathe out, twist to the left. Same thing on the other side. We lengthen up as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, squeeze out all the air as you twist a little bit more deeply. Inhale back to center. And exhale, just release there. Find your way to hands and knees. We call this tabletop position. So we have hands under shoulders, knees under hips, fingers spread nice and wide. And we'll do some of those similar movements. Inhale, look up, arching the back. Feel that stretch the belly. Exhale, round the back. Belly drawing in, chin to chest. Feel that nice stretch in the back. And we'll go back and forth with the breath. Inhaling to arch. And exhaling to round. See if you can balance it out. So you have that same length of the inhale balanced with that length of the exhale as you reverse the position. One more time. And then we'll press the hips to the heels for child's pose. We're all in different bodies, so this is going to feel different for everyone. You can have your knees close together, forehead all the way down on the mat. Or maybe if the mat seems really far away, you can make a little pillow with your arms and rest your head on that. Or you could even use your block or a thick book and rest your head on that. Another option is to take the knees a bit wider, making more space for the body. And then sometimes it's more comfortable to release the forehead down. If this posture is not comfortable for you at all due to whatever it might be, like something with the knees or the ankles, you can choose any position to rest and just breathe for a moment with your eyes closed. We've certainly been spending more time looking at screens during these last few weeks. So I invite you to rest your eyes during this whole practice. My intention is to be so clear with what I'm saying that you don't need to look at the screen. Of course, I'll be here demonstrating if you need. But it might be fun to choose something pleasurable to look at, like look out the window, or look at your sweet pet, or maybe just keep your eyes closed so you can bring your awareness a little bit more into the body as you pay really close attention to how all these different movements feel. And the breath is powerful, so breathe it in, breathe it out. Breathe in, come back up to hands and knees, put any props aside, and breathe out here. Breathe in, take your right arm up, and breathe out, thread it through under your left arm, touch your shoulder to the mat. Breathe in, reach it up, and breathe out, put your hand down on under your shoulder. Left side, inhale it up, exhale, thread it through, left shoulder touches the mat. Breathe in, reach it up, and breathe out, release it down. Take your feet over to the right a little bit, and keep your back flat so your belly's drawing in. Just look over your right shoulder and feel how you're making a C curve with your spine. Breathe into that, stretching out that left side of the body, and then breathe out. Press every last bit of air out of your lungs. Breathe in, bring the legs over to the left, the feet over to the left. Keeping that back flat, looking over the left shoulder. Breathe into that right side stretch, and breathe out. Come on back to center, and then we'll just come up to stand on the knees. So take your right foot out to the side, right leg straight, right foot on the floor. And from your left knee, feel this line all the way up toward your head. And then take the arms up. And we're going to bend to the right, that left arm reaching up and over. So pressing into that left knee, feel the stretch all the way up through the side body, maybe the shoulder. You can look up past your arm if it doesn't hurt your neck. So this is obviously a stretching pose. I'm going to try to find some balance between stretching and strengthening in this practice. So inhale, lift up, and then put this left hand down on the ground. And take your right leg up. So lift it up off the ground. So you have a straight line from your right heel all the way up toward your head. And take your right arm up. You can pulse this lifted leg a little bit, lifting it up and down, feeling that strengthening on the outside of the hip. If it doesn't hurt your neck, look up at the top hand. Good. Hold the leg up nice and high. Squeeze the belly in. Nice straight line from heel to the top of the head. And as we breathe out, you can come back to standing on the knees. I should have mentioned this before, but if you feel any discomfort in your knees, that's where you can take your folded blanket or your folded towel or something and make a little extra padding there. Let's take left leg out to the side. So a straight line from your right knee all the way up through the top of the head. Right arm reaches up. Lengthen out that right side of the body as you bend to the side. The left arm just kind of slides down the leg. You can look up past your arm here, stretching this right side of the body. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, we'll come back to a neutral arms in the T shape, and we'll put that right hand down on the ground. Lift your left leg up. Press through the heel. So straight line from that left heel up toward the top of the head. Left arm may lift up. Gate pose. Lift, modified half moon pose from gate pose. All right, so you can pulse the leg a little bit, maybe look up at the top hand. Keep the navel drawing in, core engaged. And then lift that leg up high. Straight line from the heel to the head. Breathe in and breathe out. We'll come back to the knees. And then tuck your toes under. Bring your hands down to the ground in front of you so you're on hands and knees again. And then lift the knees up, finding downward dog. So make an upside down V shape with the body. Spread the fingers wide, bend one knee, press through the opposite heel. Feel that nice stretch in the back of the leg. And switch, bending the other knee, pressing through the other heel. So you can just kind of go back and forth there, almost like you're walking in place. Bending one knee, pressing through the other heel, back and forth, back and forth. And then just start walking the feet forward toward your hands. I'm going to probably come on the fingertips. Maybe the knees are bent a lot. So we come up to the top of the mat. And then just release your head and shoulders. You don't have to touch the ground here or anything. This is just a standing forward bend. And there is no goal in any pose to do a certain thing. It's not better if you can touch your toes. Just let your upper back and your head and your arms be completely passive. If that means you bend your knees a lot, it's fine. Sway a little side to side. Your upper body's just like a rag doll here. So we let it go. Let it go. Bend your knees deeply if they're not bent, and bring your hands to your hips. Press back and down on the hips as you look forward. And roll your shoulders back away from your ears and begin to lift the head, the gaze, the chest, and then eventually we come all the way to stand all the way up. And we'll find mountain pose. So at your top of your mat, you kind of press down equally into both feet. Feet may be parallel, touching or a little bit apart, no wider than hip width. And just root down. So you feel gravity holding you here, the weight of the body pressing into the ground. I imagine that you're actually pressing down through your feet a little bit extra. And then balance that with lifting up. So lift your kneecaps up, lift your belly up and in, suck it in. Lift your chest up slightly, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And then roll those shoulders back and down. You can even turn your hands maybe toward the front, opening your chest a little bit more. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. As you breathe in, imagine this upward energy coming all the way up from the ground to the top of your head. And as you breathe out, imagine it flowing back down into the ground. So we just create this little visualization. You might imagine the energy coming up the front of your body and flowing down the back of your body. Or maybe you imagine it flowing up the back of your body and down the front of your body. I'm going to take a few more breaths here. Breathe in peace and exhale stress. Inhale confidence and exhale worry. Our minds are so powerful. Inhale whatever it is that you need more of today. And exhale what is not serving you. It actually works. You might even exhale through the mouth. One more time. If your eyes have closed, open them up and step one leg back and turn to face the side of your mat. Nice wide stance with the legs. You can bring hands to the hips. Roll those shoulders back and down. So you're pressing down a little bit on the hips, but again, creating that upward energy, that balance against the downward energy. So you can draw your legs toward each other. Think of pressing your hips up into your hands and lifting your heart, lifting the top of the head as the shoulders relax back and down. Okay, turn the left toes out toward the side of your mat. And then bring your arms up to a nice strong T shape. Look out over the little middle finger of your left hand and bend the left knee. Warrior two pose. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in what you need more of today. Maybe it's calm. Breathe out, releasing tension. Breathe in, strength. Breathe out, weakness. Breathe in, straighten that left leg, and then breathe out, reach out over it, and let this left arm come down and rest on your leg somewhere, and your right arm reach up. Triangle pose. 3 sides to that triangle. You can look down or forward or up at your top hand, and let these 3 sides of the triangle represent your mind, where we spend a lot of our time, and your body, that we're working a little bit right now, and also your spirit. Those 3 aspects of you are all equally important. So breathe in and see if you can feel that balance between mind, body, and spirit. Press into both feet and engage your core. Exhale. And then inhale, reach up. And exhale, release your arms down. Switch the feet. Left toes come forward, right toes turn out. Hands on your hips. Roll the shoulders back and down, pull the belly up and in. Arms come to that T shape. And then bend into the right knee this time, looking out over the middle finger of the right hand. Warrior two. Find that 4-count breath, breathing in what you need, exhaling what you don't need. Breathe in a nice strong memory for all this information that you need to know for your exams. Breathe out, releasing doubt. As you breathe in, straighten that right leg. And breathe out, reach out over it, lengthening out that right side of the body. Then right arm comes down to rest on the leg somewhere, left arm up. You can look forward or down or up at the top hand as we take triangle pose on the other side. So in order to create this balance in the body, we do everything on both sides the same if possible. And as we consider the balance between mind and body and spirit, I challenge you to think of something that nourishes your spirit, whether that is taking a nice warm bath or spending some time in nature or singing a song, whatever it is. Make sure you do some of that this week. As you breathe in, reach up and exhale, release your arms down. We'll turn all 10 toes toward the side of the mat. Okay, hands on your hips, the shoulders roll back and down once more. Lift up through the heart as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, bend your knees a little bit and fold forward from the hips. So your spine is still kind of straight here. All right, release your hands. If they come to the floor, that's great. If they don't, then bend your knees so that they can touch the floor. Or you can use your block or your thick book or something to place your hands on. So this is just a wide leg standing forward bend. Take it as deeply as your body wants to go today. If you have more space, you could walk your hands back toward your feet, or even turn your hands, fingertips backwards, bringing the fingers behind the feet. Some people like to grab onto the big toes with the first 2 fingers, and then bend the elbows a little bit, drawing the top of the head closer to the ground. I'm just offering options here. If you are lifted up a lot more with your hands on the block, then you're doing the right thing for your body, which is what you should do. One more breath in and out here. And as you breathe in, bring your hands forward, right under your face. We'll take the right hand to the center, right under the face. Left hand to your hip, and then just look up over the left shoulder, keeping the left hip down. So we're coming into this spinal twist here. You want to really keep your hips level if possible, spine nice and long, head in line with your spine. Optional, you could take that left arm up. If it doesn't reach all the way up, it might just reach out to the side. Just let it go up until it wants to stop. And then just stay there and breathe, really drawing the navel in on your exhale, squeezing out all of your air. Lengthening your spine on the inhale. Exhale completely, and as you inhale, bring the left hand down, place it where the right hand is, and exhale, bring your right hand up to your hip. Hold that hip down as you look up over the right shoulder, lifting the shoulder, keeping the hip down, hips level. Optional, bring the arm into it, out to the side or up. And then you breathe. Inhale what you need. Exhale, allow this twist to assist you to release what you don't need, what isn't serving you. Just let it go. Inhale, we'll bring that hand down. And then exhale, turn your toes out a little bit, heels in, bend the knees. Bring your hands to your hips or your waist and look forward. And keep your hips nice and low as you begin to lift the head and the chest, and then straightening the legs will come all the way up to standing. And then we'll just toe heel, the feet closer together. All the way in there to the center, okay? And we're going to do a little balancing. So you can find something to stare at that isn't moving, and if you would like to come to where you can place your fingertips on a wall, that might be helpful. So you can just put the right fingertips out toward the wall so that you can barely touch it, not too close to the wall. Okay, bring the weight into your right foot and pick your left foot up and just hold on to it there. So if you don't need a wall or you don't have a wall, you're just standing with the hand down at your side, right arm at your side, left hand holding the left foot. So we've stretched the back of the body quite a bit, and we want to create that balance. So we're stretching the front of the leg here. Knee right next to the right knee, foot moving in toward the butt, tailbone down, belly in. So you have this big quadricep stretch. This might be enough for you here, just balancing on the right leg. If you would like to have more, you can reach your right arm out and up. And if you are near the wall, you can spider walk that hand up the wall as your body tips forward. And then you can press that left foot into your left hand as your left leg lifts up behind you. Look up at your front hand. If you have the wall there, maybe you can take your hand away from the wall, balancing in this dancer pose. It is a balancing back bend if you do this version of it. So keep drawing the navel in toward the spine to protect your back. And don't forget to breathe. Inhale, we'll stand back up tall. And exhale, release the leg. And step on the left foot, roll that right ankle. Step on the right foot, roll the left ankle. Step on the left foot and pick up your right foot with your right hand. Optional to bring that left fingertips against the wall in front of you, or just keep them down at your side. Okay, so really draw the foot in towards your butt. Send your tailbone down, navel in, right knee right next to your left knee. Just enjoy that stretch of the front of the leg. Stay right here and just practice breathing in what you need more of and breathing out what you don't need. If you want to take it further, you bring left arm up or to the wall and then begin to tip the body forward. Maybe you're spider walking that left hand up the wall. And then press the right foot into the hand, lifting that right knee up behind you. Breathe. Breathe in, we'll come back up to standing, and breathe out, release the foot. Step on the right foot, roll that left ankle. Step on the left foot, roll that right ankle. Good, step up, back up to the top of your mat, and then breathe in, reach your arms up. And here, we'll lean back a little bit. Keep drawing your navel in, core engaged. Breathe in, lift up through the chest. Breathe out, lean back. Breathe in, lift up, and breathe out, fold all the way forward, rounding the spine. Bend the knees, walk the feet back to downward dog. Upside down V with the body once more. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no, letting go of any tension or effort in the neck. Next exhale, lower your knees down and take your feet around to one side. And we're going to find a seated position. Okay, so let's stretch the left leg out in front and bring your right knee up, right foot on the floor. Now notice if you're leaning back at all with this. If it's hard to sit up really straight, then tuck something under your hips, that blanket or folded towel, or maybe even a book. So you have left leg extended, right foot on the floor. Option one, stay right here. Notice if you shift side to side a little bit, you can feel your sitting bones. You want to keep those both pressing down into the ground. So option two, cross your right leg over your left leg. Are your sitting bones still evened out? Is your right foot firmly planted into the ground? If not, then bring it back the other way. Okay, we're going to take the right hand behind, lengthen up through the top of the head. You can hold your right shin with your left hand as you begin to twist to the right. Or maybe you would like to hug that knee with your elbow. Some of you will maybe even like to bring the elbow to the outside of the knee as you take this nice deep twist here. As I said, twists are really great for assisting us to let go of what is not serving us. So as we take the physical body into this twist, let it assist you to release from your mental body what is no longer serving you. Exhale completely here. And then inhale, bring the gaze forward. And exhale, release your twist. And let this right knee come out to the side, down toward the ground. Okay, twist again to the right. And keep your body facing toward your bent knee. Take your right arm up. And look over toward your left toes. Flex them up toward your body. I'm going to take this into a side bend. So just fold over to the side, reaching those right toes, right fingertips toward your left toes. You can use your left arm on the inside of your left leg like a little bit of a lever to open up the chest. Keep the heart lifting up. Big side bend here. So as we release that tightness from the muscles of the sides of the body, allow it to release that other stuff too. Your tension, your stress, your anxiety, your doubts. Let them go. Inhale, we'll lift up. And exhale, release that hand down. We're going to switch the legs. So extend your right leg out. Bring your left foot up close to the body, left knee up. Shift side to side. Feel those sitting bones. Decide where you need your left foot to be to keep those sitting bones nice and rooted and grounded. And then we'll bring left hand behind, fingertips to the ground, lengthen up. And then twist to the left, either holding the shin, hugging the knee, or maybe elbow to the outside of the knee. As you take yourself into this physical twist, see if you can keep your shoulders somewhat relaxed, your face relaxed, head balanced on top of the spine. Nice even inhales balanced with those even exhales. Head balanced on top of the spine, chin parallel to the ground. Inhale, we'll turn the head forward, and exhale, release the twist. Let the left knee come down toward the ground. Okay, then a little twist toward the left, so you're facing that bent knee. Take your left arm up, look at your right toes, flex them up toward your body, and then bend to the side. Left fingertips reaching up and over toward those right toes. You can use your right hand on the inside of your right leg like a little lever to encourage your heart to lift up as you breathe here, releasing any tightness from the side body. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, release. And then we'll bring both feet up to the center and let both knees come out to the side. So a little bound angle pose or butterfly pose. And we'll just fold forward out over the legs. Just feel where your body naturally stops. Close your eyes if they've come open. As you breathe in, lengthen the spine, lifting up away from your stretch a little bit. As you exhale, allow the chest to come forward. Think of it moving forward as it moves down, not just down. So your spine stays pretty straight here. Let the breath lift you up and down, in and out of your stretch, out and in. Find the 4-count breath. With an inhale, lift all the way up, bring your hands to the outside of your knees and lift your knees up. And then situate yourself on your mat so that you have space behind you to eventually lay down. We're not laying down just yet, but find that, and then bring your hands behind your hips with your fingertips pointing toward your hips. And bring your feet about hip width apart, a little bit in front of your knees. Okay, roll your shoulders back and down and lift up through the chest. And then press into the hands and the feet and lift your hips up. They might just lift up a little bit, or maybe you can really get them up there. Reverse tabletop, there's many variations. You can also stretch your legs out straight for reverse plank. If that is something that works for your body, it's a little bit more challenging. So this is, again, a strengthening pose, right? We're strengthening the back of the body. Nice, straight back. Should we lift the chest and the hips? On an exhale, we'll sit the hips down and come all the way down onto the back. And hug your knees in toward your body. So you can rock a little bit back and forth here. Make some circles with your knees, just massaging out the low back. And press in to put the feet on the floor, close into your butt. Hands on the ground next to your hips. Roll your shoulders kind of underneath you, in and under. And then press your hips up. Bridge pose. Again, there's many variations, so I'm just offering you suggestions. You can stay right here with the arms on the ground next to your hips as you lift the hips and the chest. Option 2, you could bring the shoulders underneath you, interlace your hands behind the back. Make sure that you don't feel any compression in your low spine, so keep the front of your body engaged, even as we're stretching it. Option 3, lift one of your legs up toward the ceiling. As you press into that opposite foot, lifting hips. If you're choosing that option, we'll bring that leg down and lift the other leg toward the ceiling. If you can't breathe, you're working too hard, so don't do that. All right, bring the foot back down. If it was lifted, inhale, lift everything up, and then exhale. Roll down top to bottom, upper back, middle back, lower back, hips, and then hug those knees again and rock, stretching out the back. Balancing out the back bend with this nice rounding of the spine. All right, then we'll put the feet back down on the ground and find something, whether it's that thick book or a folded towel or maybe a folded blanket or even a couch cushion, feels really good. We're going to lift our hips up and slide something under the hips. So you just want it to be kind of even and also the same height on each side. And put it under that flat bone at the base of your spine, your sacrum. And just feel that first. The heaviness of the hips pressing down onto that support. If you don't have anything, you can just have your hips on the ground too. That's absolutely fine. We're going to lift the feet up toward the ceiling. So turning the body totally upside down here. Feet above the heart. If you're feeling like that thing underneath your hips is not feeling comfortable, please readjust it or take it out. And find your 4-count breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. I like to think of any type of inversion in yoga as emptying the trash can. You turn the trash can upside down and the trash falls out. So you can just let whatever it is that isn't serving you fall away. Imagine it just coming from your toes all the way through your body and just falling out the top of your head. float away. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, releasing 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, releasing what doesn't serve you. Breathe in what you need today. Breathe out, bend the knees, bring the feet back to the ground. As you breathe in, lift your hips and remove the block. And breathe out, let your hips come back down to rest on the ground. Breathe in, take your right leg up high toward the sky, and then breathe out, roll that ankle. Feel those little cracks and pops. Breathe in, roll the ankle the other way. And then breathe out, bend this right knee and place the ankle over your left knee. So your right knee is moving away from you and your right ankle is resting on your left knee. Flex your toes back toward your knee to protect the knee. Then lift your left foot up off the ground and bring your hands behind your left thigh. Interlace them there and draw that left thigh in toward your body. This should create a nice stretch of your right hip. Your right elbow may gently press against your right knee, encouraging it away from the body. No forcing though. Just breathe and let go of any tightness around that hip. This pose can feel kind of good if you move around in it a little bit. So if you shift your legs a little bit over to one side, over to the other side, you'll notice how it changes what is stretching there. So just explore it. Another little thing you can try is to round your back a little bit, bringing your forehead up toward your shin. So the back is rounding, your tailbone's kind of lifting up off the ground. And we're going to release the head and shoulders down and press the tailbone into the ground, continuing to draw that left thigh toward your body. Changes the stretch on that right hip. 2 more breaths. Go wherever you want to go with it. Release the pose. Right foot to the floor. We'll take left foot up toward the sky. As you exhale, roll the ankle one direction, listening to all those little sounds it makes. Inhale, switch directions. And exhale, bend the left knee, left ankle over right knee. Reach those left toes back toward your left knee, and we'll reach behind that right thigh. Big breath in here. As you breathe out, draw the right thigh in toward your body as you gently encourage the left knee away from the body, coming into that stretching of the hip. If you feel any twisting in the ankle or the knee, be sure to reach those toes back toward your knee. Foot flexed. Okay, shift it a little side to side, explore, pose. Coming to neutral, we'll round the back, forehead toward the shin, tailbone lifting up. Feel that. A little bit of core work there, tiny bit of core work. And then release the head and shoulders down and press the tailbone down as you continue to draw that right thigh toward you. Bigger stretch on that left hip. 2 more breaths to go wherever you want to go with this. And as you exhale, release both feet down to the ground. And just windshield wiper the knees. Both knees over to the left. Back to center. Both knees over to the right. Back to center. Knees to the left. You'll feel that right hip lift up a little bit. Inhale to center. Exhale, knees to the right. Left hip lifts up a little bit. All right, back to center. Bring the knees up toward your chest. And roll over to your left side. So your knees are on top of each other. Your hips are on top of each other. And then reach out to the right, bringing your right shoulder toward the ground. If your knees don't want to stay on the ground, or if your shoulder doesn't want to reach the ground, consider supporting it with that folded blanket, putting that under the knees or under the shoulder and the arm, or that folded towel. And if you don't have anything, just make sure you're not in any position that is pulling in an uncomfortable way on your joints. We'll take 3 more breaths here. See how much you can let go into this pose. Turning your head away from your knees. Bringing this spinal twist all the way up through the spine, from the base of the spine to the top of the head in a passive way. Just letting gravity do it for you. As the body takes a passive twist, let your breath draw in what you need more of, and your exhale, release what isn't serving you. On an in-breath, we'll bring the knees back up to center and let them go over to the right. Okay, knees stacked on top of each other, hips stacked on top of each other. Reach out to the left with the left arm. Again, supporting the body if it doesn't want to come all the way to the ground. Being sure to not let any stress be on your joints here. And then see how much you can let go. So there's no effort happening here in this pose. No physical effort. Inhale, peace. Exhale, stress. Inhale, clarity. And exhale, confusion. Inhale what you need more of. And exhale what isn't serving you. As you inhale, bring the knees back up to center. And exhale, make any other movements. Actually, let's separate the knees a little bit. And reach between the legs. Hold on to your ankles or maybe the sides of your feet. And then lift the feet up, pulling on the legs slightly so your knees come down toward the sides of your body. Happy baby pose. Just think what a happy baby would have on its mind. Not exams, not stress, not loneliness, not fear. It would just be like, oh, what can I do with my legs? So just be that happy baby for a minute. You might bring your feet together, bringing them into that butterfly shape, or you might stretch one leg out straight at a time and switch to the other. You can just be free here to move the body in any way that you want. Maybe even rocking or being still. And then we'll release this pose and we'll come to corpse pose, stretching the legs out toward the corners of the mat and turning your palms up, letting some space be between your arms and your body. This is a traditional relaxation pose for yoga, but you don't have to do this pose. You can do any pose that is comfortable for you. And if your back feels uncomfortable when you lay flat, and then I suggest bending the knees and keeping your feet about hip width apart, letting the knees rest against each other in the center. If it doesn't feel that comfortable to have your arms palms up away from your body, then you choose any position. You can let your arms rest on your body or palms down, palms up, whatever will allow you to fully relax here for a couple minutes, actually like 5 whole minutes. So just come back to your breath, those even breaths. We're going to exhale slowly though. So when you come to your exhale, elongate it. Nice, slow, long exhale. And then breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Create some tension in your body. Maybe squeeze your fists or your face or your butt muscles. And then release that and breathe out all the way up to the count of 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Create tension. Release it and breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then just let go of any physical effort, any mental effort. Relax the muscles around your eyes. Relax the muscles of the forehead and the jaw. Let the head be heavy against the ground, eyeballs heavy in the sockets, tongue heavy in the mouth. Let that heaviness from your head move all the way down through your body to your hands and your feet as you let go of any physical effort. I'm guessing you can hear my child playing the piano. And I'm sorry if that is distracting you in a horrible way. Be aware of whatever sounds are around you in your space and allow the sounds. As your body moves into this deeper state of relaxation, know that this is the state of yoga when you feel connected to this peaceful place inside yourself, no matter what is going on the outside. As you continue to breathe in this completely passive physical state, know that nothing is permanent. We're all going to get through this time, and someday it will all be a distant memory. So if you're feeling any moments of despair or hopelessness during this time, just breathe through that. Check out some more yoga videos on the UC Rec Center website or other types of exercise videos, because they really can help you release stress and anxiety and sadness and all that stuff that we're all experiencing now during this very challenging time. So come into the really strong awareness of your breath and breathe in a strong, deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. One more time like that. And then begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll the wrists and the ankles. And let those movements grow as you begin to move the rest of your body in any way that feels natural to you, to come back. Eventually, maybe you hug your knees in and roll to one side, resting for just a moment in a fetal position. And then press yourself all the way up to seated. So we come back to where we started. Rest the hands on the knees. Sit up nice and tall. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Mindy, and there's lots of other videos, like I said, on the UC Rec Center website. And I wish you all the best of luck finishing up this very strange semester. And I hope to see you face to face someday in the future. Thanks again for tuning in. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.